Talking Reds, it's John Gibbons here with Paul Cope, and it's a big day.
It is. Biggest day going. Bigger than Christmas Day. Bigger than New Year's Day.
Yeah, it's the biggest Thursday since.
It's about that Thursday, isn't it?
What's been a big Thursday?
Are we doing days again yet?
Yeah, I think so.
This
is the first day in 2 weeks that's been an actual day.
I had to do a proper thing yesterday. I went in for an appointment and I just had no idea what day it was. No idea. So is that officially now?
I think now.
We start counting, so it's Thursday.
We're back on days. It's Thursday, and Liverpool play Man City at the Etihad. I mean, how are your nerves? How are you feeling? I've seen Craig, obviously works here. He's normally like the biggest panicker going. He's like, nah, ice cold.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's made me nervous now. I was fine.
I don't know whether
I was next to Craig at the away leg of the Champions League last year. And witnessed that was the first time I'd seen him. He was awful. So the fact that he's calm actually really worries me. What do you think?
I think the calmness comes from, like, it does feel like a little bit of a free hit in that I think we can get beaten. As long as we don't get battered, which I don't think we will anyway, then I think we sort of come out still singing at the top of the league, and that sort of quite a nice feeling, really. I think they need not just to win, but a really, really convincing win to put the cat amongst the pigeons, I think. Look, last season, City's first defeat was at Anfield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a different position. They were much further clear. But although it was great to beat them, like, they were like, "Well, Sam, we'll just win the next 10."
Okay.
And so it's not quite like that, obviously. But it does feel like, for everything that's happened over City over Christmas, they actually need to make a statement, not just win tonight, if they want to be sort of seen as back being anywhere near favourites. And I don't think they'll do that. And I think it's going to be a close game. And I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way in Liverpool edge.
Yeah, generally speaking, I'm not that concerned. I think I've heard other people say this on shows, and I keep saying I can't believe that they allowed that footage to go out on the documentary last year, showing how worried he was about us. Yeah. And you can see it in his face that I think that he's got a really big problem going to this game, Guardiola, because we saw when he came to Anfield how he managed to stifle us by changing the way they played. And it'll be interesting to see how he approaches this game. I think he'll probably do the same thing, but they're at home, so it makes it much more difficult to do that. But he knows if he opens up, we could just rip them apart. And I don't know, it's just perfectly set up for us, I think, because we can just go in. We can go into the game like that. We can go in saying we'll be solid, and we'll just leave our three lads up front to terrorise you.
It was mad, the thing in the documentary. I think the maddest thing of all about it, even madder the fact that they decided to put it out, was that he was playing another game.
I know.
He was at Goodison.
I know.
Like, he was playing someone else, and he was like, don't worry about them.
Well, it was even like,
Liverpool soon.
Even his assistant, you could tell his assistant's a bit like, Liverpool, we're playing Everton. have you gone mad? Yeah. So but that shows you just how much we're in his head. Yeah. That in the middle of that game, his brain's going, I'm worried about them.
Like half an hour in, and he's like, do you know what? Maybe that's what they do talk about on the bench. I don't know. Let's mic them up and see. I mean, the managers have been quite clever generally, haven't they? And feel like every time the Klopp or Guardiola speaks, it's to say how good the other team is at the moment, which are quite like, they're trying to one-up each other.
Well, it's hilarious, isn't it? It's like, because we're both such good teams, it's not they're just really good. They're a really good team, which it would usually be. They're the best team in the world. Oh, well, they're the best team that's ever played footy. They're the greatest team in the universe. It's like school ground stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's what they're doing at the moment. It's all kind of, jostling, but it's funny because...
I like Klopp. Did you see Klopp's comment on it, though, when he said about Guardiola's? Someone said, Guardiola said you're the best team in the world, and he said, no. He said, at the moment, we're the best team in the world, in December. Yeah. And he said, and Klopp was sort of like, so that might be true. I don't know what everyone else has done, but they're well better than us generally.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think... that's what Klopp will be reinforcing to his players, isn't it? Is that this is our moment, and it's kind of striking while the iron's hot, and that's what makes this kind of game really interesting. Is what's happened over obviously the last month for Liverpool coming into this game in a much better position than we imagined we do a month ago, and it's actually a really good opportunity to because as you say, if you wanted to say what happens over the next, who wins more trophies over the next 3 years, Man City or Liverpool, I'd probably say it's going to be Man City, but it doesn't mean they're going to win the Premier League this year.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's absolutely right, and that probably comes out in what they're both saying. Even sort of subconsciously in what they're both saying. Guardiola is saying we're the best right now. He doesn't accept we're the best, full stop, over the next period of time. But I think the issue he's got is I think there's a few things. But when we played them last year in the Champions League especially, he knows how much they battered us first half. Like, that was a pain. I'm not sure I've ever felt so sort of painful watching a match. Like, it was horrible to be there in that first 40 minutes. And they still couldn't beat. We beat them. Like, we actually won the game. And that was before we had Alisson and before we'd got into this run. And I think as well, he missed a big opportunity to beat us at Anfield, because we weren't great then.
No.
Where we were stuttering back then, and they missed the pen. And I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see their body language on the bench. Put it that way. He looks worried at the moment, I think.
We'll have to wait and see. In terms of the team, apparently Milner's back in contention. Whether he looks forward, and Matip and Gomez still out, but you wouldn't be expecting them to come back in kind of cold anyway. I think the only real question marks come around. It's a scary question for me. I would say whether you go solid in midfield, maybe bring Milner back in, or even if you don't, he's got a kind of other options there, really. The front three picks itself. I think the back five more or less picks itself now. So it's a case of, would you go deeper two and play Shaqiri in form, or would you go for a more solid three?
I'd probably go for a solid three. I don't think I'd throw Shaqiri into this. I think he's been fantastic, and he was great the other day, and I think he's been well better than anyone would have guessed in being sort of work rate and stuff. But just on what we've been saying, the longer in this game we don't concede a goal, it's like the Champions League away game. The longer we don't concede, the better it is, the worse it'll get for them. And starting with the midfield of, let's say, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, it still gives you plenty going forward. I think that, like, Wijnaldum, Henderson and Fabinho can all pass the ball, they can all break lines, they can all do bits going forward. And then to have the likes of Shaqiri to bring off the bench with 20 to go is massive. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't go for that, but it's going to be an exciting team, isn't it? Because it'll reveal so much to see what Klopp does.
It's an exciting team, but it's exciting to be part of these big games as well, and you can tell when Liverpool are doing well, because my phone goes a lot, basically. Like kind of everyone's does. And so I did 5 Live this morning at 7 a.m, folks. Neil's off early this afternoon. He's going to go do Sky at the Etihad at 3 o'clock, and
showbiz, isn't it?
Well, it is, but it's because Liverpool are showbiz. Like, no one really cares about us. It's because of the team, and so you're in that situation where. And I was thinking back to, in the 2000s, where it'd be these Man United v Arsenal games, and it felt like all defined, and the whole country stopped. And even though you were a Liverpool fan, you were talking about it's Man United Arsenal Sunday rather than whoever biffs we were playing on Saturday for the battle for fifth. And so it's great that Liverpool are part of that, and it's where they should be.
Well, it was dead interesting, because I was watching the United-Newcastle game last night, and it's interesting how that has changed so much. It was sort of, is United-Newcastle, but they kept saying... It
was almost like an undercard in the boxing,
That was exactly what it was like, the big boys are playing tomorrow, and I can imagine being a United fan going, not happy with this. Not happy with this one bit. How did this has happened without me really realising?
Yeah, and then, they've got a new manager and everything, but everyone's still talking about it, and that's what makes it so exciting. So it's a brilliant time to be a Liverpool fan. Listen, we're going to be covering the game in every possible way we can, apart from literally showing it. Tonight, Sky have got that, unfortunately, but one day, Cope.
I think that's got to be on the agenda, hasn't it?
But we're going to be doing a preview show, which Neil's going to be doing from the ground after he does Sky. He's going to be doing video stuff as well, so keep an eye on all our social media, YouTube channel, the post-match reaction stuff. They'll be from Motel. The audio stuff will be all from around the Etihad. So look, it's a brilliant time to subscribe to the Anfield app. Tour Player, £5 a month for all your best content. And just come and share the journey with supporting Liverpool with us, because it's a great time to do.
It is, absolutely.
Just want to give one little shout as well before we go to the live show in Brighton. If you're in Brighton next weekend, if you live there or you're just kind of down for the weekend enjoying yourself, and why not, we're doing a live show on Friday night at the Anfield app live in Brighton. So if you go to theanfieldapp.com/tour live, I didn't even know we'd set that up, that's clever, isn't it? theanfieldapp.com/tour live, and you can get tickets for that as well. Loads of stuff coming out today. There's a gutted out, all look at transfer stuff, all these little players that we're not going to buy in January. But it's all about the post-match stuff, isn't it? It's all about the immediate reaction to hopefully Liverpool going 9 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Enjoy the match whenever you're watching it, and up the Reds.